All right, guys. So welcome and special hello to you all. And congratulations, first off, on being on this special Zoom tonight. We got some special ladies on here that were all a part of Winning March Winner Circle that starts on Monday. They're on two different groups though. But you have me here, Carissa, Triple Diamond out of New Jersey, been with the company 9 years, and we have Jamie. Want to give them a little quick hey? Okay, she want to give you a muted hey. That's also with the business. And what trip did you hit prize or your triple?
I'm Perez.
All right, Ditch Diamond. So we're gonna be your hosts for tonight to speak to these lovely winners here, these special unicorns with that sprinkled dust on them that I call them. And Jamie, start us off. Take it away.
Okay. Hey, you guys. I am so excited because you're in for a huge treat, y'all. These three ladies are constantly blowing me away. We're in a chat and they're saying, going back and forth, and they're always signing up. They're always doing the things. And there's no doubt that that's the reason why that they did Winner Circle. And I know that every single one of y'all want to hear from them. So we are going to go with Katie first. Katie, if you will unmute yourself, tell us your name, how long you've been in the business, what your rank is, and then go right into your story. Give us a little backstory, how you got started with It Works, and a little bit about your story.
Okay, awesome. Hey guys, I am Katie Wietkamp. I have been with the business for 4 years. When I got started, I was a boutique owner working like 50 hours a week, missing out on so much time with my kids. And I was just sick and tired of doing that. But I used to roll my eyes so hard at network marketing. And just one day I was sitting in my store breastfeeding my son because he was sick. And I scrolled across a video that said, how to earn a $10,000 bonus. And I signed up immediately. I didn't even give myself 2 seconds of fear to talk me out of it. I just knew that I needed it more than anything. Insert income disclosure, because I said bonus amount, sorry. But I jumped in and I just ran because I knew that I wanted to be home with my kids more than anything. So within 3 months, I did go diamond and I closed my store, and people thought I was so crazy because I had my store for almost 5 years and I was in this business for 3 months, but I just saw the vision. I saw the, the income disclosure, and I saw Ambassador Diamond. There we go, Carissa. I saw the Ambassador Diamond income and I said, I'm going there. I'm not there yet, but I did hit Pres in 2 years and I've been here for 2 years, but we're on our way to Ambassador. It's fine. I still make an awesome income, right? So, but my past before that, you guys, I'm a high school dropout. So I dropped out of high school. I got pregnant really young, 6 months after knowing my husband. Like, I did life so backwards. So I don't want you to think, you hear boutique owner and think, oh, well, she had her life together. No, like, I've done things so backwards, but I just knew that in order to be successful in life, I would have to be an entrepreneur. And I'm just so thankful for this business because we've paid off all of our debt. I've been at home with my kids for almost 4 years now. And we just get to travel all the time. And we just closed a few weeks ago on our construction loan for our dream house, and we start concrete as soon as I get back from Winter Circle. So I am so excited and ready to do that. So yeah, there's my story.
Okay, I'll go next. That's awesome. So I know that, there's been a lot, and we're making this, strictly about Winter Circle and based around that, but we definitely want to let people know who you are. Maybe they missed a Zoom or two that you were on, maybe, but we wanted to let other people know, that way they know exactly, who you are on this team as well. We are all under Melody McFarland, just so you guys know. We're all we're all a different leg, except Tasha. Sorry, we're all a different leg. But so you have that going now. Katie, I wanted to ask you. I'm going by the green schedule here. Excuse me, one quick second. All right. When the circle was announced, what was your ultimate response? Like, when they announced it, what was your ultimate response? And like, what game plan did you put in place afterwards from hearing it? Like, for example, was it like, oh my God, I don't think I can do that? Or was it automatic excitement?
It was, I have to do this dang thing because I didn't get to go to conference and I needed to be around like-minded people, because my mindset was crap. Being quarantined for over a year, I'm sure you've felt the struggle, and I knew, I was like, I have got to get this because I need to be around my people. So I immediately just said, do or die, like run like the wind. I'm going to make it happen. And I just, I did all the things that I normally do, that you guys probably normally do, but I just made sure that my mindset was on it. Like, I'm going to enroll these distributors. I'm going to enroll these customers. When you shift your mind, everything happens. For the longest time, I told myself, because I enroll a lot of distributors, but I told myself like, oh, I'm just not good at enrolling customers. And that month I shifted it. And I think I probably enrolled 40 customers and a lot of distributors because I just made that shift. And just every single day told myself, I can, I will, I have to. If I got below, because it gives you the alerts, you need 20 points to be in. I was like, oh no, I have to do it. So it was just the decision and being excited to go for it. And I shouted it out to my team that I was going to win it. And there was no way I wasn't going to, because I shouted it out like that. So I said, let's do it.
And what's your color personality, just so we know?
Red and blue, like
That's what I felt.
Yeah. Like, let's do it, but I also want to have fun too.
All right, next one. Which way did you earn the most points?
Enrolling distributors, because I think now the points have kind of changed a little bit, but I think distributors are like 3 points and customers were 2. And then also I had a lot of promotions. I had a lot of rubies pop. I had 2 double diamonds pop, but so it was a lot of personally enrolled promotions. And I just said, go. Like, I was all in. My dad went double diamond, and then a girl on my team went double diamond. It was just amazing. But yeah, I was mainly enrolling distributors. But right now, you guys, another fast way to earn points is when you enroll a distributor, they get 2 customers, boom, that's 10 points. Plus the 3 for enrolling them, that's 13 points right there. So I already have over 50 points, I think it's like 55 right now because of enrolling. Roll your eyes, Chris, because of signing distributors. And I don't know if you preach it, but I sign my customers underneath them because I'd rather have a fast start in a cab than just have it under my name. So, that's how I'm getting my, do what?
It makes more sense right now too, now that they gave that option. Okay, so how did you do it?
I'm gonna be at the island too, okay?
How did you do it with the distributors, with mass enrolling distributors?
TikTok. One more time for the people in the back, get on TikTok. I said for the longest time I wasn't going to do it, and then I finally did it, and it took me a good while for a video to go viral, and it was awesome. I had like 2,000 influencer applications, but then after a while I got I signed like 50 distributors in November from all those applications, and then a few months of stagnant, like of no videos going viral, and I almost gave up. I went like a whole week without doing it, and then Winter Circle was announced. I was like, I'm doing it. So just getting on TikTok. I tell my team, post about the business opportunity minimum twice a day. Like, until you get the hang of signing distributors, minimum post about it twice a day, and make sure it is not just copy and pasted. It's your own story of why you're here and what you're doing. And people are going to follow you. And then if you're not going live on your page, talk about the business in your stories. Like, I think so many people are so product based. We're good at selling products, but guys, distributors multiply our business. Customers add to it, but distributors multiply it. Like, you got to get over the scared of distributors, like I would rather enroll 20 distributors and help them get their 6 customers than enroll 50 customers and not promote, So TikTok, Instagram, Reels, Facebook. And I also said for a long time I wouldn't do Instagram. I think I was almost triple diamond before I finally did that too. And now I enroll so many people from there. So just be willing to put all your tools in your tool belt, even if it makes you uncomfortable, because that's how I did it. And someone said they can't dance. I don't dance on there. I point and make stupid faces. And I have an alter ego named Becky with the fupa because I just talk about my mom a lot and it's funny, and a video went viral, and that like people just come to you for random weird things. And right now I have a video of me eating oysters going viral. I got some creepy old men on there, but hopefully my algorithm changes too. But just making sure you're putting videos of yourself on there too, and not just business ones, to keep your following going. But yeah, make sure you're doing TikToks. And I just put as my caption, fill out the short form in my bio for more info. And I have my influencer application linked at the top of my TikTok. So Speaking of, I just got a form filled out 1 minute ago while on here. Like, stay on it. I know sometimes you can get up 10, 15 videos and get nothing, but maybe that 19th one is going to get you 30 applications.
That's so awesome. I have a couple questions for you. So, one, you said the influencer application. So do you use that on all your forms? You like for Instagram, for everything, you just mainly get from influencer applications, or do you message a lot?
I don't really message for the business, no, but nothing wrong with it if you do, but I've just been able to do, attraction marketing through my TikToks and through my Instagram. And I just keep it really real on my page. And I always go live or I say funny things in my story and just keeping it real and always talking about objections about the business. Like if it's a pyramid scheme, because we all hate that word. Anyway, I always debunk it, right? Like that's so the 80s. That's not what it is. And then I talk about not knowing enough people, not enough time, blah, blah, blah. Like I talk about it consistently and people message me every day. Okay, I'm finally ready. Okay, I'm finally ready. Because I just create that funnel and people just keep seeing it, and then they're like, okay. And I always talk about like, I know you've been watching me, so it's time for you to stop because you could already start making money. And so that's what I do. So I don't message for distributors, but I do host to post for distributors sometimes. Like at the beginning of the month, the first 5-10 days, I do a business opportunity host to post. But my influencer application is only linked to my TikTok. On my Facebook, I just say message me the word opportunity.
I love that. Thank you for that tip. I have one more question for you though. So, was anything during this, time for Winter Circle, a lot of times they say that something hard will happen during that time. Whenever you know that you're going for something, the devil can always come up and try to get you and pull you back. So was there anything like that, anything that you faced mentally or anything going on during that time?
Yeah, for sure. My mindset in March was awful. So even though we were in the process of being able to close on our dream house that I've worked so hard for because of this business, my mind was, because we had so many things come up. My mind started telling me, you're not worthy. You don't deserve this. You don't need to do this. Like you're going to get this house. And then I don't know. I was just telling myself mean, awful things. I was just in a bad funk and I was like crying every day. And people on my team were like, why aren't you talking to me? I'm like, I don't hate you. I'm just not in a good spot. Like one of my best friends was like that. And I was just mentally not okay, but I decided like I've got to get there because of my mindset. Like I need to win Winter Circle so I can do this. But anytime you're pushing for promotion, the devil's always going to try and knock you down. Like no matter what, it seems like every time I push or someone on my team pushes for a big one, something crazy happens. And, we've been going through this pandemic for over a year now and we're used to it now. We can't use it as an excuse anymore. We got to just get over ourselves, do our self-development and make the dang thing happen. So I encourage you to listen to Crash the Chatterbox by Stephen Furtick or Winning the War with Your Mind by Craig Rochelle. Just good ones like that. Or like me, I didn't realize it, even being a presidential and about to close on our house, like my money mindset went back to crap. And I was like, oh man, I need to fix that. So I had to listen to Secrets of the Millionaire Mind again. Because even though I thought my money mindset was good, it was not, because I was saying I was unworthy of my house and all these things, because I still live in a mobile home, but we paid it off because of this business and we're about to build and I should feel good, but like the devil was kicking my butt. And so I just had to decide he will not. And I mean, self-development all day. I don't hardly listen to music at all. Like I just have to on those days. So yeah, that's what happened a lot.
I love that. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and sharing that. And then also sharing on your TikTok and influencer application. You guys put your aha moments. If Katie said something that helped you or that resonated with you, put it in there. Let her know how thankful you are that she hopped on here to do this with us tonight. And I know you said that you have to put your kids to bed, but thank you so much for being on here. Carrie, you're next up. Tell us your name, how long you've been in the business, what your rank is, and go back. Tell us a little bit of your backstory.
Hi, I'm Carrie. like she said, and like my screen says, I sorry, they're all shaking their head like, would you stop it? I've been in this business for 11 years. I started in November of 2009. Back then, I had just had my third baby. She was a newborn, and since then, I have had three more children. So those basically all the little ones just grew up in this business. I actually joined from a vendor event. So if you ever get the chance to work at one of those, I I would love to find another me. So every single time I go to a show, something like that, I I'm always on the lookout, because I figured that's how I came in. There's got to be somebody else looking for it out there. So um yeah, I'm a presidential diamond, and um I that's the short story.
before it works.
Before it works. You guys, I don't have this big fancy rags to riches story that a lot of people have. Before it works, I was just fine. I was so fine. I had money. I had my bills paid. I've always had money, always had my bills paid. I've always worked. Um, it wasn't, there was no like, I was going to lose my house or we were waiting in food lines. There was none of that. When I heard whenever I tried the rap, that's what got my attention. When I tried the rap, I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but I think I need to do that too. There was just something inside of me that said, this is what you need to do. And I always try to listen to that intuition, to that gut instinct. So that's why I joined. There's no rags to riches story. We were dual military. My husband and I, we were both in the Army, like we were totally fine. We were absolutely fine. So
But that's a good
that
thing.
was
See,
before.
everybody needs to know that they shouldn't judge people based off thinking that they need the income. There can be people out here with BMWs, blah, 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 whatever car you got. And somebody will prejudge and say, oh, they don't need this business, so I'm not going to inbox them. So your story, yes, is still a great one because it shows people that they still not supposed to judge people based off what they see. You still should inbox everybody or message everybody or ask everybody to host a post or blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like you can't prejudge.
Well,
So
and
yeah, that's
also
still good.
people that have money, and I wasn't rich at all, I was just regular person. But people that have money, they also like to make more money. And they're typically the people that make more money easier because their money mindset is already there. I don't have those money blocks that people have. I don't have that feeling unworthy. Heck no, I know I'm worthy of money. My mom's been telling me my whole life how awesome I am. I know that. So I don't have those money blocks. So there are people out there like that. They just want to make more. So yeah, don't prejudge people. Like she said, don't pre-qualify people because you don't know their circumstances. This may be their fifth stream of income, but they did really well with the first four and they're going to do good with the fifth.
There you go. Now I want to ask you almost the same question as Katie. When you first heard about Winter Circle and it was first announced, what was going through your head? Was it like how she said about getting out and getting somewhere? Like what went through your head when they first announced this? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do this. Like what was the mindset for you?
Okay, so I'm not quarantined and I never have been. Where I live, it's open. Guys, I just got back from Disney World and I go like every month. So that wasn't it for me. Although I do like to be around people. But for me, when it was announced, I absolutely knew that I was going to win. I was so confident. I knew I was going to win. But that didn't last the entire time. It sure did
I
not
wanted to
last the
say
entire
something, but I kept my mouth. I kept my
time.
face
No.
straight. I ain't say nothing just now. I wanted to. Go ahead, finish your statement.
Yeah, so when it was first announced, I was like, I got this. I knew, sometimes you just know you're gonna win something and then you win it and you're not even really that surprised because you just knew the whole time, right? Okay, so right when it was announced, I was like, that's mine. I'm going. I had no doubts. And then like the next day I was good. The next day, maybe good. But you know what I needed and what I had? And this is how I did it. I had a cheerleading section. So every time I was like, I don't think I'm going to do it, there was like Carissa and Tasha that were like, you're going to do it. And Carissa, especially, she's like, shut up. You don't even have competition. You're going to get it. That's what I needed to hear. So if you ever feel like you're in doubt of yourself, you've got to get your own cheerleading section. So yeah, so when it was announced, I was good. And then as it went, I needed more, help keeping that attitude. But that was key because that made my mindset strong pretty much the whole time. Like if I had 30 seconds of doubt, somebody was right up there yanking it out of me.
But that's a good thing. And that's a lesson for you guys in reference to anything, promotion, anything, because we have that same doubt going through promotions the same way, where you say, I got this, I'm almost there. And then you say, oh my gosh, I don't think it's going to happen. But instead of reaching out to someone and saying it to them to get your cheerleading squad behind you, you keep it to yourself and then you go down. So that was good.
Well,
Okay,
I think anytime you have, anytime you're trying to do anything in life, even if you're just trying to do life, but especially something with a deadline, you've got to have your circle around you. You have got to have those people that are going to make you better. You absolutely have to. And you know what? They don't even have to know they're your circle. You don't have to ask them, you want to be in my circle this month? No, you don't. Those are just the people that you choose to surround yourself with that are going to help you and make you a better person. Your circle is not going to be the person that is your like broke cousin. Like they're not. Like they've got to have some qualities that you need. Whatever you're lacking, they've got so that they can fill in those voids for you.
exactly. Now, we know it's great because we have 3 different winners here. We have a coach's pick, we have a legacy, and we have Katie that won based off points. So with you being a legacy pick, about before saying legacy, what was your game plan going into winning that month?
Okay,
I'm
so
going through legacy to get there. Like, what was your game plan?
yes, I knew when they announced legacy, that was mine. But I also knew it was one of the harder ones because, I mean, the points, yeah, that's hard. But the legacy, they had to pick me. It wasn't black and white objective, like this point to this point, they won. That wasn't it. Like they looked at a lot of different stuff to pick. They had like whenever the contest first started, I got an email that said I was in the running for legacy. So every other person did. That means they had a list. So when the contest ended, they looked at that list and they picked based on personal promotions, based on points, based on I don't know what. And I'm thinking it partially had to be who they liked because they wouldn't have picked people they hate because who wants to spend time with people you hate, right? So it was to me one of the most stressful ones because I knew it was completely subjective. There was no guarantees.
Okay, so you being a green personality in your head, that's what you perceived from it. In my head, I had a perception that it was based off the top 10 point earners for legacy. That was my thought. So while Carrie's saying, "Da-da-da," now mind you, me and Carrie have very different personalities, which means we fight all day, right? So can you imagine this conversation of us fighting all month about her not getting in and me saying, "Ain't that many people that's legacy? You got this." Like you did, right? So this was us all month long, right? So Carrie, the last few days of the month, you're at the end, final stretch. The finish line is right there to finish off strong. What was that extra thing you did to finish strong?
Well, so for me, I knew that personally enrolled promotions was going to be key because I felt like that was probably one of the categories they look at. That was also definitely the biggest point earner. So that for me, it was that, but then I wasn't going to compromise my integrity either because I wasn't just going to promote somebody. And I didn't just promote somebody. So that whole time I'm working with the people promoting so that we're doing it. It's strong. It's very strong. They were very strong promotions. Like a Ruby with it was like 3,600 in volume. I mean, they were very strong promotions. So for me, strategic down to the wire, we didn't fill volume. We did it with enrollments. And that also helped with points. So I was looking at it from every different angle. And I knew I wanted the promotions, but then I also wanted the points from the loyals for that promotion, you know, so it was a whole bunch of different things.
So what did you do more? What was like that extra kick that you did at the end of the month?
So I work way differently than most people do. I definitely do my host to post. So I was making sure to do that. And I was actually doing product host to post, gummies, because that was like, gummies are like the best for host to post. But then I made sure that the whole month, I was very consistent on my Pinterest. I was consistent on my Google stuff. You know, I work differently than other people. So I was reaping the benefits of all that consistency already. So that's my go-to. Like that's always my go-to is Pinterest. Because with Pinterest, you know, you guys know if you're on my team, you know Pinterest is amazing because you can put your link in there. You know, that way, the best feeling in the world is when you are looking at your phone getting enrollments and you've never talked to that person. That is my favorite. I don't want to talk to anybody, honestly. So I was making sure like I was being super consistent about those things. And then host to post, that one you can do faster and you're not waiting on people. You get to talk to them. So at the end of the month, I was definitely host to posting the crap out of it and then follow up. If I talk to somebody about gummies or anything, you can use the search bar in your messenger, gummies or whatever is in your normal message or post, you know, like whatever it is, and following up with those people, because if they were interested before, I needed them to order. So that was it. I don't cold message ever. Not ever. I've never done it and I never will. It's just not for me. I mean, I don't care if you do, but that's just not for me. So I was relying on the network that I had been growing. And since I've been working consistently for so many years, it's given me a foundation. And that really helps too. So even if you're just starting, you're starting that foundation so that when something like this does come along, you've got a lot to draw from.
I love that. I'm going to ask you a couple more questions. So, winning the legacy, that's so awesome because it shows me that you've been here for a while in order to even be able to win that. What is something that you would say, just in general, somebody may be new in this company, or, you know, sometimes some people decide to switch companies and their downlines are left and, you know, they may be like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Or, you know, grass greener where you water it is what I say. What would you tell someone just overall in general about It Works and your, you know, your loyalty?
Okay, so the way you get into the legacy group is literally by not quitting. That's all you have to do. For 10 years, you just don't quit. You just keep working. So that part, not so hard. Okay. Anytime you feel like quitting, you just take that off the table. You know, it's just like when you're married, you take divorce off the table. You know, you work on your marriage, right? Unless you want to get divorced, then, you know, whatever, no judgment. But you know, if you're in oh my God, you guys, stop. They're falling off their chairs. If you're in a happy marriage and you really want a healthy relationship, then you take divorce off the table and you work out your issues. So it's to say, trust me, I've learned some lessons in life. Okay. So it's the same thing with your business. If you take quitting off the table and every time you have an issue, you just figure it out and you just make yourself better and you trust the company, you get to know people, you make friends, like becoming a part of, like, immersed in your team, that helps a lot with your retention. It really does. That helps a lot with your downline retention. That helps a lot with you. Like for me, I can't quit. Like, what would you guys, I'm sure you'd be fine. You'd be fine. But what would you do if I quit? Like, it would be harder. I'm sure it would be hard. Tasha would die. It would be harder. So for me, I feel a responsibility to people, you know, people that I've signed up, people that they've signed up. I feel that responsibility. So for me, the best way to get to 10 years and to get teams that have 10 years, because our upline is actually, there's like 8 of us in a row that have 10 years. Like this lineage right here is really strong. And I think taking quitting off the table, growing relationships, and then continuing to better yourself. Because honestly, if you're not making money, you're probably going to quit. So start making money, and that is key.
I love that. That's so true. Like if you're not making money, you're probably going to quit. And that, I mean, if you want to make money, the opportunity is all over the place here. So just make sure that you're doing what it takes to make the money. That's so good. What is one, can you give us like a book recommendation or a podcast or something that you would recommend for mindset?
No, I can't. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I can't, because I wanted to say, stop rolling your eyes, okay? We get all these recommendations all the time. So my recommendation is to build your library. Build it. If you hear Katie said these books were good, go buy them. Tasha's going to tell you some stuff, go buy them. You may not need it right then, but someday it's going to be exactly what you need. Exactly. I used to have this bookshelf. I still do. It's just in the library, so I don't pay attention to it anymore. But randomly, I literally have a library, you guys. I literally have a room we call the library. Its only purpose is books. So I'm practicing what I'm preaching right here. And that book, every now and then, a book would randomly fall off that bookshelf. You know what I would do? I would pick it up and I would read it, because it was exactly what I needed to know. Sometimes you need money mindset. Sometimes you need leadership. Sometimes you need relationships. Sometimes you don't even know what you need. And then it pops off there and you're like, oh, this is helping me. So if you open up a book and you're not interested, it's not ready. You're not ready for it. It's just not the right time. Then 6 months later, you may open it again and it's exactly what you need. So that is you still own encyclopedias. I don't know why you're admitting to that, but okay. So that is my recommendation, is to take what everyone says has helped them and get it and put it in your library for your life. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carrie, for taking the time to talk to us tonight. And congratulations. You guys are going to have so much fun. I'm so jealous. Okay. Natasha, I'll say your name so you don't have to say it, and it's on her screen. So tell us how long you've been in, what rank you are, and a little bit of your story and your backstory.
Make this really quick. My kids are like, I can hear them coming in the house. So, hi guys, my name is Tasha. I am a triple diamond. I make 6 years this month. So May 21st, I make 6 years in the business. I don't even know what you said. A little bit about me. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2. Talk about this year has been so crazy. Like my kids are like on distant learning, and they are like doing another language. Like if there's anything that was challenging, would be me sitting there trying to figure out what the heck the teacher is saying. My son can lie all he can because I can't understand the teacher. So that has been the biggest struggle this year. But a little bit before it works, like kind of similar to Carrie, I wasn't looking for this business. I didn't need the money. My husband's a tattoo artist. And actually, what's so crazy is that Kim, which is my enroller, she actually reached out to me and not prejudging me, because for me, we had 2 businesses. My husband owns a tattoo shop and we own a barbershop. So we were pretty successful people. And so she kind of came to me and just saying, like, she used the way to slip it was my barbershop. She's like, you could promote these products in your barbershop. And I'm like, hey, just sign me up. For me, I didn't need the money. I just wanted to prove that it didn't work. Here I am 6 years later, and this business has changed my life. Hope that's all you needed from me.
Okay. Well, I mean, what about, well, I guess you did give it to us. You did it so fast, man. That was like the
Because my
fastest
kids are
story
coming in,
ever.
I can hear them.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. So first question. Now, with you being a mom that's doing your words, distant learning, I'm assuming it's the same thing as virtual,
Yes.
right? Okay. So you're virtual learning with the kids all day long. Also, you have your niece, or it's more than one, right? 2. Niece. Okay.
Niece and nephew. Yep.
Niece and nephew. That's what I thought. I knew it was like 4 kids or so. So you have them all over there during the day. What was your mindset like that month as a mom, a wife, an auntie, doing all this virtual schooling, having the kids over, doing all this different mindset mom stuff. What was your mind like that month when you got this announcement and trying to make things work?
I'm about to lose my mind. Just kidding. Okay. So I'm gonna be honest, like Carrie was so confident that she was gonna be there. I again, like every other, company contest we did, I counted myself out. I'm like, no way. Like I'm gonna be up against like all these, like Chris said in the beginning, unicorns. Like yeah, I'm like, all right, I sprinkle some unicorn dust on me and let's see if this can happen. But I counted myself out and I'm like, I can't do this. And you know what? The month before February, I had a crappy month. Crappy. I was sick for half the month. And then coming into March, I basically lost like all my leaders. And so it was a really hard month for March. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that I'm gonna be able to make it, like I said, up against these unicorns. There's only 40 spots. And I'm over here counting all the unicorns I know. And I'm like, all right, there's 3 spots left. Okay. It's just bring it to me. So anyways, and kind of like, thankfully Carrie and Carissa, they kind of sat there with me and, and it kind of like the surrounding yourself with people who are excited and telling you that you can do it changed my mindset. And I'm like, I can do this. And I think it was a Diamond Zoom that they're just like, don't count yourself out, because this is kind of open for everybody. They made it specifically this way so that not only the top, like not only triple diamonds and above can win this, like there can be diamonds and doubles. So from that moment, I'm like, you know what? I have like nothing to lose, and so having the kids, I'm gonna be honest, my life is a wreck. Okay, I got a baby who just doesn't even pay attention. I mean, she just does whatever she wants. I got 3 kids on Zooms. My house is not that big. So then you have my daughter beating up my son on his Zoom and all the just crazy. But I knew where I wanted to go and I knew I wanted to be there because I'm a people person. I'm a red, little bit of a lot of blue. I like to be around people and I'm just like, this is like a once in a lifetime chance for me, and going to the ranch. So I'm like, you know what, we're just gonna run with it. And I kind of like game planned with Carrie the entire month. Carrie's like, what is your goal this month? I'm like, to go to the ranch. And she set up everything for me. I'm being 100% honest. She set up everything for me and what I should do, where I should place these people, what I should do with this person, who I need to do this. And I'm gonna tell you guys that there was almost sometimes I didn't want to listen to her, but I did. I almost didn't listen to her. And I'm like, why? And I told her, I said, after, the month was done, I'm like, I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't gonna listen to you, but I'm so glad that I did. And so I kind of just really made no excuses. Like life's crazy. I'm sure people have more kids than I do, and I couldn't use that as an excuse. And so I kind of just like fit this in where I could. I mean, I work 24/7 anyways, and so I just kicked it into high gear that month when they announced it. That's it.
24/7, huh? All right. So I know, like Harry, you same way with I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. It's not gonna happen. Oh, it's gonna happen. When you were like right there all month, you were kicking butt, like you were right there. And to be one of the coaches' picks, you ended up having like over 200 and something points, right? So you had a little sprinkle. You had some sprinkles on you. Now, what was it like? I know what it was personally like, but I want to ask you so you can tell them. What was that game? What was that final stretch like for you for those last couple days? Because we was already in leadership chats. We talking away. We hear that other unicorn talking, Katie, about her 800 points she got, and and so what was your month in stretch like for you? What was extra? What did you do extra to push that and finish like you did?
Real quick side note, Carissa was like digging everybody's points. She was like, how much you got? How much you got? Carrie's like, how much you got? They're trying to make sure that we had a chance, but I'm going to be completely honest. That last week, I was so discouraged. I was back. Like one day I could never, I'm going to tell you guys, the entire month, I was never in the winner's circle. Never. I was always like, I got down, the lowest I got down to was like 12 points away. So I never, that whole month, it was always a battle between like, oh my God, can I do this? Oh, yes, I can. Oh, I'm a bad bee. No, I'm not. I can't do this, And so that last week, I really just like journaled and I prayed. I'm like, I don't even know where I'm going to end up. I mean, I was already like tired. I knew how much points I had. But what was crazy was whatever I did, I doubled. That month, I did over 600 host posts. Over 600 host posts. The last week, I finally took it over to Instagram because they told me to. And I had over like 1,200 comments. I probably had 600 host posts plus on Instagram by myself, like just with Instagram. And so I just doubled it. I'm just like, I got nothing to lose, might as well just kick it into high gear as if I was promoting. And I prayed. That's it. I prayed and I'm like, God, you're going to push me over. It kind of stings a little that I wasn't in the top 200, the top 40 points. I'm like, I got 200 points. How can I not be in the top 40? Some of these girls had like 900 points. I'm like, oh my God, So yeah, I just tripled everything I did. I legit no sleep. I slept 0 that entire week because I'm like, if I got so close and I didn't make it, I would be so disappointed in myself. And that's the same thing too. I guess it kind of goes back and it resonates with like promoting, right? You guys push so hard during the month and then the last week you feel so far and then you give up. You give up on the last 3 days of the month because you're just like, oh, I'm too far anyways, I'll try again next month. No, you run straight through the finish line. And I always tell my team that like, you're going to push till that clock strikes 6:59. And how can I tell them if I'm not going to do it myself? So even though I was so discouraged, I pushed anyways.
One real quick thing, because I forgot to ask both of you guys this. She's having lovey-dovey mom moment, so I'll ask you first. How did it feel to be a coach's pick? For them to, okay, now, y'all know, squirrels. Here we go. How does it feel to be a coach's pick, to have your name be announced as a coach's pick?
I cried. And to be honest, when he said that first list, I was so discouraged. I'm like, I only got 10 more spots. Like, I knew that was coach's pick already. And I sat there with like my stomach in my heart in my stomach. And I'm just like I prayed like I never prayed. I was sweating. And after Mike butchered my name, like really bad, I was so honored. Like I felt at that moment, I've never felt so worthy of something before because I felt so unworthy the whole month and just discouraged. And I'm like, I'm a bad leader because everybody wants to leave me now. And then that just kind of like just reminded me of just everything that I pushed so hard for. Yeah, like my mindset, it just like triggered something. And I'm just like, if I, and that moment when he said that, it's like, I'm going to this winner circle and I may not be a unicorn in my eyes, but I'm like, if they can do it, I sure can do it. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. You don't gotta be a pretty unicorn. You can be like pretending to be a unicorn, but I got that. But yes, so it was definitely, it made me feel so worthy of just so much more. For sure.
What about you, Carrie? How did it feel to be announced as a legacy?
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell the whole like story of it. I am not a very like emotional person, except frustration and maybe some anger and things like that. But I'm not like one of those crying people, like I'm really not like some of these people on here are. And so whenever they said the first names, it was alphabetical, so that in itself was very helpful, because once you skip past your letter, like you knew you were done. So when they went all the way down to the 40 and didn't say Tasha's name, I was like it was like sickening feeling. And then whenever they went down coach's pick and I was like listening, I was like, because they started over. So it was like A through Z or whatever. And then it started over at A. And I was like, oh, coach's picks are still left, So then her Tasha's name, and that was like unreal. You guys, like to get yourself in is cool, but for someone on your team to get in, Like that is like a whole nother level. Like that was more emotional to me. And then then he started talking about the legacy and I was like, oh Jesus, I forgot about that. You know, it was so exciting already, you know, I wasn't even thinking about it anymore. And so when they started, I was like the third name and I didn't hear a single other name. And I was really wondering if I was having, see that couch right there? That's where I was sitting when I was listening. And I think I was standing up. I was on the floor. I was crying. I thought I was having a heart attack. He said my name so nonchalantly. Like, he was like, Carrie Gabriel. And I was like, what? Wait, what? You just said that like it was nothing and it was the biggest thing in the world. What is wrong with you? And then I'm like, it was like one of my most emotional moments of my life completely. And because it's like you work so hard for like a month. It's like running a marathon, you know? And at the end, you're just so tired. But then he says your name and it's all worth it.
Plus, you both had doubts about 5 minutes before they said y'all names again. We're not in. We're not in. I'm like, shut up. You're going to get it. Y'all shut up and wait. Both of you. We got to populate. You're good.
It's like when you're waiting on eSuite to update all that volume and switch over whenever you promote.
Get it right.
Please.
Yeah.
And can you imagine two of them just nagging? Oh, we're not got it. We didn't get it. We didn't do it. Like, just zip it. Like,
this is so awesome and exciting. Tasha, what do you recommend for a book or a podcast or anything for mindset? How'd you keep your mindset strong on the days whenever, besides them, you know?
I'm not saying that like I'm very red and I'm the type of person where this is just me, right? I do personal development. I listen to audibles and I don't read, but I do. But for me, like I will work no matter what. Like I will show up and I'm maybe grouchy, but I'll show up. I'll talk to you, but I'm grouchy. For me, it's like I do it like do or die. I show up no matter how I feel. I will push no matter how I feel. So personal development just helps me get into a better mindset, but it doesn't make me work. Like, does that make sense? Like, sorry, like I put everything in like a do or die situation. Like if I don't get up to work, my kids are gonna get taken away from me. My house is gonna burn down. My kids are gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna die. So I put myself in that situation. I think that's why I get up every day and I still do it. I mean, and I have so much to prove to people. It's not more like, it's like I want to show them that because of the type of past that I came from, it's like people want me to fail. So I use that to fuel my fire and I show up every day to work my business, and so, but like I listen to like Eric Thomas, I listen to a lot of like motivational speakers, but like Carrie said, you guys just have to take all the books. Well, when somebody gives me a book recommendation, I'm going to buy it on Audible. I'm going to order the book. And then like Carrie said, I'm going to try to read it or try to listen to it. And if it doesn't like touch my soul, then I'm just going to move on because it's not for me. But I tried to get all the books that everybody recommends. And then I kind of just listen to it. But Eric Thomas is one that tells me I am bad. I'm a bad bee every morning. So that's what keeps me going. But yes.
I like listening to him too. He really, really can fire you up and get you motivated to run really hard. I'll ask both of you guys this, whoever can answer first, but what's a tip that you would give to somebody who is either wanting to win Winter Circle this month? Maybe they hadn't even been thinking about Winter Circle this month. You guys, if you're Diamond above, you can run after it. What is about somebody that hadn't even really thought about pushing themselves and going after it, or somebody that may just be wanting to promote? There may be someone new on here. We do have some new enrollers that are on here and that may want to promote or go Ruby. What is something, or somebody that's been here for a while and it's their time to go Diamond or just a promotion? What is something that you guys would give somebody as a tip for pushing hard for something?
I was gonna be nice and polite. No, really, someone was walking down my stairs. I didn't know what was about to happen, but it turns out they're quiet. Okay, so for me, when Winter Circle was launched and I decided I was going for it, I jumped into strategy because you got to have a plan. Like it could fall in your lap, sure, but it's more likely to happen if you actually go after it and grab it. So I would sit, chart, get with your upline, look at the list, see where the points are, where they're coming from. And whatever's the highest, like if something is 30 points, that's what you want. You know, and then everything that you do for the month has to go along with your plan. And this is what I think Tasha was saying. So if you have like the option between two different people for Ruby and they're both working hard, you got to go with your personally enrolled because that's where the points are. You know, it's just little things like that. And you've got to get an accountability partner. You've got to have somebody there that can help. Like, it's good all the time, but whenever you're going for something big, you have to have a second set of eyes because you don't want to make any mistakes. So get your partner, get your circle, tell your closest friends that are your cheerleaders. You got to rally these people behind you because you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You're not. So that, and then look at your KPI list. Okay. And you don't have to use the exact same one as the company, but use that as your building block. You know, like that's bare minimum. That's what you do on a normal day. If you're going for this promotion, you got to do that 2 times. You got to do that 3 times. You got to do 600 hosted posts like Tasha did. You know, you've got to do everything more. That's it. That's the secret. You just do it more every day. You don't go a day without posting. You don't go a day without doing stories. You don't go a day without talking to somebody about the opportunity. You don't go a day without signing up a customer. Like if you are trying for the Winner Circle, you need 1 to 2 enrollments a day. You know, like you got, and every single person can do that. Everybody can do that. If you're doing your KPI list 2, 3, 4 times a day, you're going to do that because that's the secret. If doing it once would have gotten you like 10%, doing it twice is probably going to get you like 30%. And then it's going to keep going on. So you're going to get more out of it because you're doing a whole bunch all at once. You're doing like 4 months worth of work in 1 month, you know?
That's awesome. I love that. I hadn't really even thought about try to complete your KPI more than 1 time per day, you know, like whenever you're going for something. And that's not even if you're going for the Winner Circle and if you're going for a promotion in general, like you just pull out all the stops. I know after every single month, after you get through messaging and, you know, I just pull out all the stops, like caring about what people think is out the window. You just are doing whatever it takes and grabbing a hold of everything that you can and that consistency. And then thankfully we do have that KPI like that's been a game changer for me and my team in general. Natasha, what is something that you would tell somebody that either wants to go after the Winner Circle all of a sudden and they're inspired from hearing you guys tonight, or they're wanting to promote? Give them some tips.
Well, first of all, you guys, it's to the island. Okay, this is like, I mean, this is just crazy. Like, I thought the ranch was a once in a lifetime. This island is probably a once in a lifetime chance, and I am gonna push for it. And number one is decide that you want to go, not like back and forth. And keep in mind, you guys, it's only going to be 2 months of work. So kick out all the excuses. Oh, I'm too busy. Oh, summer starts. Oh, this and that. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Because a lot of these top leaders, they have kids. They work 9 to 5s, but they made the decision and they put the action behind it. So decide. And like Carrie said, you guys gotta get a game plan. Like I said before, if I did not game plan with Carrie, I would not have made it into the Winner Circle because that wasn't even the way I was going. Carrie's like, tell me what you want to do and I will give you a plan. And that's the thing is you guys have to be coachable. Stop thinking there's one mistake you can make that can cost you guys going to the island. And let me tell you guys, I learned, okay, because I asked Carrie for advice, didn't take it. And then, yeah, you know what happened after that, right? Never again am I going to ever not listen to Carrie. But that's another thing too, is sometimes some of us think that we know what we're doing. We know where this person has to go. We know this and that. But like Carrie said, an extra set of eyes is what can change everything. one time Carrie didn't help me, and then somebody wasn't commission qualified, and Carrie's like, I saw that, but I'm like, you didn't tell me. She's like, you didn't come to me, and I'm like, my fault, you know. So that, and then guys, it's only 2 months. You only have to push for 2 months. Carrie says all the time, we only promote 8 times. You know when it's a promotion month, and you're gonna put all those excuses aside, and you're gonna sacrifice. We don't sacrifice every single month, right? But we sacrifice the months that we're pushing for promotion. So like for me, you're probably gonna think I'm crazy. This is my task list. And if you guys can see, top to bottom is one whole day. So I have this, and I am probably gonna be doing this like a couple things on here twice, but just double, triple everything that you guys are going. What?
You
I'm done with you
found
guys.
the best time. You said I'm probably gonna be doing this like, and then that was it.
Oh, see, God was like, don't tell them you're gonna do this 2 or 3 times. You're gonna have a heart attack. I was gonna say, I do this. I'm gonna probably do this 2 or 3 times, because now I know what it takes to get 200 points. And you know, people push for the ranch, but can you imagine what they're gonna push for this island? And it's 2 months worth. So task list, you guys, triple everything that you guys are doing. The thing is, and Carrie says all the time, is numbers don't lie. So if you're working, you're gonna get enrollments. And if you're not working. I don't care what anybody says. I did this test myself. I didn't work. I got no enrollments. I put in work one day, and I was flowing with PLCs and PDTs. So do the work. And if you don't know what the work is, follow the KPI list. That's exactly what's gonna give you guys potentials, samples, and all that stuff. So that's kind of my biggest tip. I hope that helped a little bit.
I want
Let
to
me take a-
piggyback on that for just a second. Okay, because that can probably sound super intimidating. We're like, do it 2, 3 times. But the thing is, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And Tasha and I have talked about this. We're like, we can do this whole list in half an hour. And it's because, and I'm sure a lot of you guys on here can too, but then some of you are looking at that list and you're like, that's a lot of stuff. But you just have to keep doing it. And then you get better and better and faster and faster and faster. So by us saying doing it 3 times in a day, that's not that hard. That's probably the same as you doing it once, because we've been doing it longer and we've gotten better at it. So don't be scared by that. Just think of it as an attainable goal. And the more you do it, it's progressive mastery, the better you're going to get.
Also, guys, we have Zooms that corporate leads that base their Zooms around KPI, daily task lists, was the official word in the back office. If you're on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, or Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, those Zooms are based around that, which is giving you different ways that different people are doing it to help you with having those different methods to utilize to make it your own and make it easy for you. So that's really right there for you to to understand it. And I forgot what I was going to say. I wasn't going to say nothing about that. I was talking about something. Oh, I know about sacrifice. When Tasha said it, sacrifice. Some people feel like they don't need to make. Some people feel like it's not important. Some people feel like they don't need to do it. I want you guys to understand and get the mindset of what sacrifice really can do for you. Would you rather be, got 2 options. Would you rather be that person that's just struggling every day, trying to make ends meet, hopefully getting the money in time before stuff get cut off, can't, get everything you need to get, have to say no because you can't, not because you don't want to, versus that person that's sacrificing, and maybe you're not there with your kids because you're out getting the income needed to make things how they're supposed to be. Maybe you're looking at everything they're doing fun, but at the same time, you're missing it. Would you rather your kids be experiencing a better life that you're missing some of because you're out there making it happen for them? Or you rather you and all of y'all being miserable together because you didn't even get to try it or sacrifice? I'd rather be that person that missed. And that's what I did. I sacrificed to miss. My mom was there to do all that I needed to get done. I did have mom guilt because my kids was calling her mom because I wasn't around. But I realized looking back on that, based off what I heard today, listening to that one thing, I'm like, wow, I didn't look at it like that before. I didn't realize what I was doing was actually making life better for them while I'm having my own mom guilt party over here, they're actually happier than what they could have been if I would have just not said yes and just let things continue to go as they were. So you got to see things in a different light and not feel as though it's a mom guilt situation. Instead, I can send my kids to Disney World while I'm out here making this money. And so what? They're going with their grandparents and I'm not with them. But guess what? That's something I didn't get to do before, or whatever the situation is. Y'all know what I mean. I went to Disney World with them. I told them, y'all push me every day. Triple Diamond happened. We going to Disney World. Don't do that though, guys. Don't do that. That costs a lot of money. Don't do that for y'all. Okay. Just know that. Don't do that ever again. But understand the sacrifices and understand that what that means. It's not a bad thing if you're giving your kids something way better than what you ever had or what you could accomplish, and that mom guilt is sitting on you. Don't have that guilt. It's only really in your head, really. Nobody else feels it.
And really talking about that, both of it's a sacrifice. You're sacrificing one way or the other. It's the same as, you choose your hard. It's hard to not be able to pay your bills. It's hard to have to say no. It's hard to, not be able to go on vacations and to not do things that you want to do with your family and in your life. And it's hard to get up and get on either a 6 a.m. Zoom or to find time throughout your day to work or look at the KPI and get it all done as early as you can so that you can get it done again before the night's over with. Like, all of it's hard. It's hard to put yourself out there. It's hard to ask questions. All those things are hard too. So you just get to pick which hard that you want. So they just chose that, hey, the sacrifices are worth the outcome, and made it happen. So I'm so proud of y'all both. Thank y'all so much. And then Katie's already popped off here, but thank you all three. You guys, let them know how much they helped you. Blow the chat up really quick. At least drop a fire emoji or drop something in there that really helps you. It helps whenever you're on these Zooms for them to know what an aha moment was or how it helped you. But thank y'all so much. Everybody have a good night. Love you guys. Bye.